Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between green hills, there lived a hard-working farmer named Arjun. Every day, Arjun would wake up before the sun and head out to his fields. He worked tirelessly, plowing the soil, planting seeds, and watering the crops with all his strength. But no matter how hard he worked, his crops seemed to fail. Sometimes it was the scorching sun that dried up his plants. Other times it was the floods that drowned them. The storms would often blow away his hard work, and his harvests would be ruined. Arjun didn't give up, though. He continued to work, hoping that one day the weather would be kind to him. However, as the years passed, he grew frustrated and upset. One day, after yet another failed harvest, Arjun sat down under the shade of an old tree. His heart was heavy, and his mind was full of anger. He looked up at the sky and shouted, "Oh Lord, why do you let my crops fail? Why is it that no matter how much effort I put in, disaster always strikes? If I could control the weather, I would grow the best crops anyone has ever seen." To his surprise, a soft voice responded from above, "Arjun, I have heard your words. This year, I will give you the power to control the weather. You may choose the conditions for your crops, and they will grow exactly as you wish." Arjun was astonished and overjoyed. "Thank you, Lord," he exclaimed. "I promise to make the most of this gift." With newfound hope, Arjun planted his crops. This time, he controlled the weather. He made sure there was no drought, no floods, no scorching sun, and no storms. The weather was perfect, just the way he wanted. The crops grew tall and strong, and Arjun's heart swelled with pride. He believed that this was the right way to grow his crops, to keep them safe from any hardship. When the harvest season arrived, Arjun eagerly went to his fields to collect his crops. But to his shock, he found that the plants were large and lush, but there was no fruit. The wheat stalks stood tall, but they were hollow inside, without any grain. Arjun was confused and upset. How could this happen? "I controlled everything perfectly," he thought. He called out to the sky, "Lord, I don't understand. Why did you let this happen? I followed your advice. I controlled the weather, and yet my crops are ruined." The voice from above replied, "Arjun, I did not punish you. You are the reason for this. By protecting your crops from every storm, every heavy rain, and every harsh sun, you did not allow them to struggle. Struggles and challenges are what give strength to a plant, just as struggles and challenges give strength to a person. The wheat needed to face the elements to develop its resilience. Without that struggle, it could not grow strong." Arjun listened carefully as the voice continued. Just like plants, people need to face challenges to grow. Without the sun's heat or the rain's burden, the wheat remains hollow. And without difficulties, you will never develop the strength needed for success. Struggles are not punishments. They are opportunities to become stronger. Arjun's heart sank as he understood the lesson. "I see now," he said softly. "I was wrong to avoid the challenges. I need to face them, just as my crops need to." From that day on, Arjun embraced the challenges that came his way. He understood that struggles weren't something to fear, but something to learn from. The following year he planted his crops again, but this time he allowed the weather to be what it was, sometimes hot, sometimes rainy, sometimes stormy. He did not protect his crops from every hardship, but instead, he let them grow through the struggles. And this time, when harvest came, Arjun found that the wheat was full and strong. The plants had developed resilience through the difficulties, and the harvest was abundant. Arjun learned that success doesn't come from avoiding difficulties. It comes from facing them, learning from them, and growing stronger because of them. From that day forward, Arjun shared his story with others in the village, teaching them that struggles were not something to fear, but to embrace. He reminded them that every challenge is a stepping stone to success, and that without hardship, there can be no growth. Moral of the story: struggles are a necessary part of growth. Just as crops need to face challenges to become strong, we too need to face difficulties in our lives to grow and succeed. Embrace the challenges, because they are the ones that will make you stronger, more resilient, and ultimately successful.